Welcome to Infinity Highway. Yep. What a fine day. Tell you what. We are running a load of what they called were condensers. Condensers for what? I don't know. AC, HVAC, I don't know. Light load, about 15,000 pounds. We picked up back in McAllen, Texas, a couple days ago. Taking it on up to Sparks, Nevada. About a 2,000-mile haul. And yeah, just loving it. Just loving my life right now. Loving my job. Loving what I do. Loving my truck, loving my dog. Yep. And loving this weather. I mean, shit. Like I said, it's an amazingly fine day for truck driving right now. As we get closer and closer to winter, this is not bad. I can live with this all day, every day. Load of condensers, McAllen, Texas to Sparks. Delivers tomorrow morning, 8 a.m. Today is Wednesday, December 17th, 2025. About 12:40 in the p.m. Like I said, it's nice out, 71 degrees. We're doing a little climbing at 2,400 feet right now, but climbing a little bit more as we make our way up closer to Kingman. We'll be hopping on the I-40. And then jumping back off the I-40 and continuing up Highway 93 up into Las Vegas. Taking the I-15 up for a little ways and then continuing the 93 all the way up into Fernley, I believe. Fernley or Sparks. I think it's in between Fernley and Sparks where we end up. Up there on the 80 and then, yeah, do our delivery tomorrow morning. And we are going to be due for a reset tomorrow, so tomorrow we'll be taking the day off. We came back from a one-day home break last Thursday and picked up a load out of Fairfield, California that brought us down there to McAllen. Actually, Donna, Texas, but it's essentially McAllen. That was about a 2,000-mile trip, and then this one's about a 2,000-mile trip, so we're doing good. We're doing really good. Those are the kind of hauls that I like. You know, 3 days, 3.5-day hauls, and, you know, it's the most efficient use of your logbook hours and all that. And pay ain't bad. It's not bad. You know, over the course of last year, you know, as I began my pursuit of, you know, purchasing my own truck and starting my own LLC with more and more intention behind it, you know, the decision was in my mind on whether, you know, to get my own authority or run as an owner-operator, and I said, well, you know, let me go ahead and try my own authority. If I fall flat on my face, you know, I made a couple calls to places that, you know, will let you run as an owner operator under their authority. So I had that kind of as a backup, you know. And this was so much more worth it. It really wasn't like, you know, that much more. Like, it's probably about the same amount of, like, you know, behind the scenes work to do it as it would be to run your own, you know, as an owner operator. Maybe, you know, a little bit more. There's more responsibility. There's more financial investment. But it's working out. It's not that difficult. Don't ever let anybody tell you, like, oh yeah, it's too tough, it's too much work, any of that bullshit. Nah, it really isn't. You know, you just got to keep, you know, yourself organized, that's all. And I'll tell you, I'm one of the least organized kinds of people there is. Homework was never my thing. Like in school and stuff, I hated homework. I didn't have any patience for it. So if I can do it, anybody can. That's just it. You just gotta have the capital to do it. That's all. That's probably going to be the most difficult part for most people, is getting capital saved up. But you can do it for little capital too. You don't got to go out and buy a W900, a new W900 to get into trucking. You can buy yourself a $20,000 truck and run that for a couple of years until you can get some money stashed away, buy yourself something nice, or do whatever you want. But the way it worked out for me, I was able to save up enough over the course of 5.5 years to be able to buy a nice truck. That's what I did. And as much as being a company driver that runs OTR over the road, long haul, as much freedom as there is in that itself, the freedom is exponential now. I don't have anybody to answer to. Just me and the dog. That's it. And the broker, my clients. That's it. It's just absolute independence, absolute freedom, and it's an amazing thing. It feels so damn good. So, yeah, happy guy, happy trucker. All the all the angst that I used to have out here on the road, just like feeling like you're competing with other drivers and stuff, all that, it's all gone. It's all washed away. It's kind of similar to the feeling when you know, driving as a company driver, you know, and the guy who I was working for, he preferred having his trucks governed at like 72 miles an hour, and that's, you know, compared to like the mega carriers and stuff, you're getting by most everybody. But there's the times when you're out there and, you know, all you got is 72 and you're trying to get by somebody who's like doing 70 or 71, you know, and you're in that passing lane and you got a line of traffic behind you, and it's kind of, you know, it's giving you anxiety and you're stressed out. You're like, oh, I'm holding people up and stuff like that, you know. And then I opened up that truck to an 80-mile-an-hour truck, and all that stress of feeling anxious about passing other trucks washed away, right? It was no big deal anymore. It was like, I don't really care if I get stuck behind a slower truck, because I'll get by him eventually. I will. It's not a big deal to slow down for a minute, let other traffic go by you, and then you can go on and do your thing, and you can do it without any worries. You know, an 80-mile-an-hour truck is a fast truck. It's kind of a similar sense of freedom, having my own authority now, and this truck is anxiety and stuff is all washed away. It's an amazing thing. So highly recommend it. You know, if you never take a swing, you never hit a home run, and so we're taking a swing at it. We're doing pretty good so far. Yep. Driving a beautiful truck. It's just loving it. The trailer is kind of, you know, it's not hoop deep. It's 12 years old. You know, I should have probably. So this trailer that I'm hauling, I'm buying off of my old boss. And when I initially, we kind of made the agreement, and I asked him if he would be willing to sell it, and he said yeah. So initially I was planning on just buying it outright cash, but after I put as much as I did into the power unit here, into the Kenworth, you know, I was like, well, I can't just buy it outright. I got to do a payment thing with him, and he's cool with that, so I'm giving him monthly payments, but I'll be paying it off over the course of a year. And I should have just like rented it off of him, or rented a newer trailer, because I could be renting like a newer, nicer trailer for maybe like $400 a month or something like that, and then saving the extra, because I'm paying him $1,000 a month for this trailer until I pay it off. You know, $12,000, so a year. In years down the road, I'm going to be wanting to upgrade, and I'm going to be here with this trailer. I'm going to be owning this trailer. Like, well, it's time for an upgrade. So I should have just rented one and then stocked away that $600. You know, difference between 400 and 1,000 a month, and then I would have had enough to buy like a decent, like newer trailer. And I still think I will be able to. I think I'll still be able to buy it, you know, a trailer in a year. And I mean, the thing is this trailer, it's not bad. Like I said, it needs some touch-ups and stuff, but it's good shape. It's a decent trailer. It's a utility. It doesn't shake. It doesn't wobble. It doesn't. You know, it's not out of alignment, so it doesn't off track or anything. The tandem slide really well. The brakes are all in good condition. You know, I got a couple spare tires in the rack down there. Nothing wrong with it. It's just older. You know, maybe it doesn't look as nice as a newer one. So it's either that, or I am considering actually like refurbishing it, maybe. You know, putting some money into like refurbishing it, making it look new. You know, adding some more lights to it, stuff like that, making it match the quality of the truck. You know, because they don't match. they don't match at all. People coming up from behind me, they see the shape this trailer is in, and they do not expect to see this truck in front of it. Right? You see what I'm saying? So we'll see. I don't know. I'm thinking, yeah. I mean, like when it gets a bath, this trailer, it does look good. It shines. It looks good once it, you know, after it's had a bath and it's cleaned up. So give it a bath. You know, maybe buff it. You know, polish it out. You know, bring some of the luster back to the paint. You know, a couple other things that need to be detailed on it, maybe, but. We'll see. It's a good trailer. That's why I bought it. It's funny, it's actually, he's got two new trailers that he bought over the last 2 years that are, you know, a brand out of Mexico. They're ATRO trailers. Brand new. They're really nice looking trailers. They got like auto inflate tires on them and stuff, and you know, shiny aluminum rims and all that. And they look cool, but the newest one that he has, the nicest newest one that he has, I guess they hauled a pretty heavy load in it, and it actually ripped the frame. A big like 6 or 7 inch rip in the steel frame from hauling too heavy. you know, and it's like in the back of that trailer, there is actually a warning label, an actual bright yellow warning label that says, warning, do not load paper coils in this trailer. And I don't know if you've ever seen them, but these paper coils are just big, massive, huge, heavy rolls of paper. You know, who knows what they weigh per roll, but, you know, maybe 4,000 pounds per roll. And it's specifically, there's just this big, bright orange warning label in the back, do not load paper rolls. And that's why, is because it's just not very good quality steel that they used, or, you know, it's just inferior construction, whatever, you know, made in Mexico, whatever. So yeah, he just had to have this big rip in the frame repaired last week. He showed me pictures of it. It's pretty bad looking. They actually had to lift the entire box of the trailer up off of the frame rail and put plates on there, weld it back up like a Band-Aid. You know, it's like, fuck. So, you know, because when we were talking about me buying this trailer, he's like, oh, you can have whichever one you want. I don't have any, you know, kind of attachments to any of them, so you can, I'll sell you whichever one you want. I was like, yeah, I want this one, because I know this one. Like, I know it, you know, I mean, I've hauled lots of heavy stuff in this trailer. I know what it can tolerate. It's got airbags on it, air ride suspension and stuff, so, yeah. So I got probably his best trailer out of the deal. It's his oldest trailer, but it's probably not his best trailer, strength-wise and stuff. I think he has a Wabash trailer, you know, and he's like, yeah, Wabash is like the best there is. And I'm like, no, dude, I don't really think so, man. Great Dane is considered like top end. I don't know about Wabash. He seems to think that Wabash is something amazing. I don't know. Not that I know of. That trailer, that Wabash that he has is hoopty. You know, he bought it used. He buys basically all his trailers used. You know, his trucks and his trailers. I don't think he's ever bought anything new. But yeah, that Wabash is pretty hoopty. This one's way better. I mean, and I'm looking for, you know, me personally, I want you know, I want performance versus you know, something eye appealing every day, any day, you know. Eye appealing doesn't do shit for you when you need to get home. You know, as they say, chrome don't get you home. That's why I'm not a big fan of chrome. Did you see this little car right here that just came and passed me, like, as if their life depended on it, as the lane was about to end? This little Kia. And now he's over here just like ho-humming in front of me. Some of these people, man. You know, it's like, dude, it's a 45 zone through that little town right there. It's 2 lanes. The lanes are coming to an end. It's like, so he comes up to like 60 to come by me, and then gets in front of me and just like, I don't know, maybe he's checking his phone. He's speeding up now. People are funny like that. I don't know. Don't understand them sometimes. I don't think they think very much.
centers on the left.
Yeah, more like departing Retro Stopping Center, Sheila D.
Turn right on I-40 West.
Fuel. We topped off about 160 gallons. Was the cheapest fuel between here and Sparks, so. Yeah, we're good to go. 550 miles to go, matter of fact. And we got about 8 hours on our books, 9 hours to get there. So hammer down is the word for the day, I guess. See if we can make up an hour. I mean, we're fine. Even if we have to stop short by an hour, we'll have time in the morning to get there, because, well, let me see here, hang on, before I speak too soon. 10:30, so like 11, oh shit, yeah, we need to make up an hour. Yeah, we definitely do. Yeah, we need to make up some time. Yes, we do. Okay. Yep, I was about to speak too soon. That's all right. Still a fine day for trucking, you know. It's part of the problem is that I overslept a little bit this morning. I sure did. I hate it when I do that. I was up like, I needed to leave by 7:30 this morning, and I was up at 5:36. Had my coffee maker timer set for, I think 6 or 6:15, because I was gonna get like actually out of bed at 6:30, right? So at 6 o'clock I got up, fired up the truck. The coffee maker still wasn't on, so I was like, okay, I know I got a little bit more. I can get another, 30 minutes to sleep, And I went and laid back down and smelled the coffee come on. I was like, oh, but it won't be too bad because between the I-10 and the I-40, when we took the 93, Highway 93, there wasn't much truck traffic. There really wasn't any at all. I mean, yeah, none to think of. I mean, really, actually, there wasn't like any truck traffic going the same way we were going. That would lead me to believe that the 93 going up from the 40 up all the way into Sparks should be kind of the same, relatively. Blow by this guy? I guess not. It's like a road work zone here, so I'm gonna go ahead and back off and do the more appropriate thing to do. He looks like he's probably heavy and getting some gravity assist here, so I'm not gonna bother hitting 85 to come by him. I need a bath. Go ahead, keep spraying. Yeah, turned it off. Yeah, this truck definitely needs a bath. Got a good thick layer of dust on it right now. That's for tomorrow. Got a couple things to do tomorrow. Get the truck and the trailer washed. Change out a fuel water separator filter. Probably don't have to, but I'm going to because the one that they got in there, it got kind of full the other day and it's looking a little grimy. It's looking kind of dark. And I don't believe it's the proper brand. The recommended brand for Cummins is Fleet Guard, and I don't know, they got some off brand in there, off name brand. So I want to put the right one in. Well, the good news is our appointment's not till 1 p.m. I don't know where I got 8 a.m. from. That's what I was thinking this whole trip. I was like, man, it's gonna be kind of close, like legally speaking, logbook wise, legally speaking, it's gonna be close, like, you know, 8 a.m. I got just barely enough time to get there for 8 a.m. It's not the case at all. I got a email from the guy who brokered the load, and you know, we on time for delivery? And like, yeah, yes sir. And before I said anything further, because I was gonna be like, you know, can you confirm 8 a.m. So I went and checked the details of this load that he already sent to me, and on both sources they both said 1 p.m. So yeah, we got plenty of time. I got time to sleep in tomorrow. Basically, I don't know, I sent him a message that says, yeah, it's for 1 p.m. Can you see if, you know, can I deliver it sooner, you know? So because I would like to deliver it sooner, because a 1 p.m. delivery kind of uses up my entire day just for, you know, working around that, you know. And I want to get a truck wash, those other things I was talking about. So. And I need to clean the interior of this truck. It's already coated in dust. It's like, you know, you can see when the sun is low, you know, in the sky, and you can see the way it hits the side of, you know, surfaces. Like, it's just coated in dust. I'm like, God, I'm just disgusted by it. I mean, I have a vacuum, you know, with an attachment on there, with a brush on there, specifically for picking up dust off surfaces, you know, and then you can wipe them down with Armor All or whatever. But so that's what I'll be doing tomorrow morning for sure. And then if I got time, I'll be getting the truck washed and whatnot. This freaking dog I have, he has a thing for rolling around in dusty areas, whether it's like on the pavement that's got dust on it, or he'll actually go like literally, you know, if we're in a dirt lot, you know, and he wants to scratch his back, he'll go roll over in it. It's like, God. So of course he brings all that in with him. No matter how much like I pat him down and try and pat the dust off of him, it's still in there, so it all comes in the cab. So hence the vacuum. That's why I bought a decent vacuum to do just that, and to vacuum him. If, you know, if it makes sense to do it, I'll vacuum his ass too, since I can't really give him a bath when we're out on the road. People like that friggin' pickup we just passed in the fast lane, driving slow like that, man, they really fucking mess with fucking congestion, you know? They really cause a lot of congestion. I know trucks do, because trucks are, you know, for the most part, pretty slow drivers, and that can cause a whole mess of congestion. But somebody like a pickup truck driving like that in the left lane, because like, monkey see, monkey do, right? I see it all day long. People like in their little four-wheelers, you know, they'll be zipping along until they see another four-wheeler, and then they'll be like, oh, I guess, you know, they'll settle in, you know, and they'll group together and stuff, you know. So if you got one of them doing 20 miles an hour over the speed limit, you know, you'll get a group of them doing 20 miles an hour over the speed limit. You know, birds of a feather. If you got, you know, one of them doing 5 under the speed limit, you know, and 5 come barreling up, they'll all kind of just like vibe into the same thing and start driving slow. You know, it's just weird, you know. You get somebody like that who's in a pickup truck, not a semi, because with a semi, they don't give a shit. They're coming around you. They don't care what they got to do. They'll do 100 to get around you. But if it's another four-wheeler, you know, they'll all kind of be like, oh, are we doing something? Is there a reason why he's going slow? You know, they'll start doing this little mind fuck on each other. Next thing you know, you got, you know, a whole line of them, and none of them got the balls to pass them, you know? And that's what's going on right there. And he's just causing a whole mess of traffic behind him. Freaking dummy. I don't know if you can hear my voice. I'm still getting over this, like, congestion. Like, it's in my throat, kind of like right there where the air passage is or something. So it's like causing my voice box to like shrink or something. I don't know. Bugging me. I'm ready to be over it. It seems like 2 weeks now. Really ready to be over it. I am for the most part. Like, I'm not like sneezing and stuff, but there's just that lingering, you know, crap. Still trying to work its way out, I guess. Miles ago, there was a little taste of Las Vegas for you. We'll see you in a bit. Yes, sir. How you doing? Welcome back. Boy, I damn near completely forgot about you. We are running northbound up Highway 95. Out here in the pitch black night. I got my high beams on right now. Okay. That's my low beams. They're not very bright. Even though they look bright in the camera that I got it zoomed in. That's more what they look like from where I'm sitting. They're not that bright. The Cascadia I was in before this had extremely bright lights. I mean, those things on low beams, you can see 1.5 miles down the road. Super bright. Occasionally I would get flash from opposite, you know, drivers in the opposite direction who thought I had my high beams on. But you know, it's like that on 2-lane highways. It just is. No matter, I mean, you see lights out there today, headlights, they're bright as shit, you know? And I've been doing this long enough to know that people got some bright ass low beams. They look like high beams, they're not. You know, people come out here with their freaking stupid off-road vehicle light systems, you know, like these light bars and shit like that, you know, I mean, these freaking boneheads, they'll like drive that way through the city with street lights everywhere too, which is stupid, you know, literally blinding everybody. But, you know, and I actually angled the low beams on this truck a couple days ago. I angled them down a little bit because it was so poorly lighting the road, I thought they were too high. So I angled them down. And they seemed to get better. They were lighting up the road a little bit better, but they're not that bright. Not from where I'm sitting. But boy, I have been getting flashed all night tonight. And it's kind of fucking pissing me off. It really is, because people are just stupid, you know, like it's a 2-lane highway. That's just the way it is, you know, when you go by other traffic. Trust me, when I put my high beams on, you fucking know it. For sure. But these boneheads, they'll flash me and I'll just, you know, either flash them back or I won't, but then they'll stick their high beams on, and it's like, so you don't know whether I got my high beams on, but you're for sure gonna give me yours. You know, it's stupid. Like this car right here. Those are some bright ass fucking lights. Little pickup truck. Bright. Right? Looks like they're high beams. They're not. It's a lot of times what it is the angle of like a hill that, you know, if you're coming, you know, up a hill and the traffic coming down the hill, you know, or is cresting the hill, it'll be shining right in their eyes. It'll look like high beams. It's not. And, you know, you just got people out here, I don't know, they ain't got shit better to do, but, you know, I mean, if they're that bright, don't look at them. Like, avert your eyes. You know, look at the road. Stop looking at the headlights. Because when you look at the headlights, it fucks with the cone receptors in your eyeballs, and it blinds you. So don't look at the headlights, even if you think they're on high. You know, that's what I do. I don't need to flash my high beams in every fucking car that has bright lights coming in the opposite direction. But so I don't know. I guess I'm gonna have to angle them down a little bit more. I didn't really think they were that high, but I've been getting it from truck drivers and from four-wheelers all night. I think it's just a bunch of freaking, you know, it's just babies, you know, adolescent minded drivers. You know, the bright lights, like, I don't have a light bar on this truck. It's not like that. It's just headlights. That's it. And you can see there's 4 lights on this truck. It's not like one lamp that has 2 settings. It's 4 lights. And there's only 2 on when I'm running low beams. The high beams come on. I got 4 that come on. So it's pretty evident that I have my low beams on. I don't know. People just being stupid, irritating me, because they're actually giving me high beams. You know, they don't know. No, whatever. I forgive them. But anyway, so we just made our way through Hawthorne. Hawthorne's like a military industrial complex, lack of a better term. Yeah, Hawthorne, Nevada is, I think they got like proving grounds out there. They have a big weapons manufacturer out there, you know, for military. turnout that I've stopped at before. So we'll go hit that. Call it a night there. Finish out the rest of it in the morning. Ivy. Sometimes I don't understand how it is that I miss the gear. It drives me nuts. Yeah, other than that, not much to talk about. I don't know. Nice night out there. Lots of stars out, but it's pretty damn pitch black. That's why there's a lot of stars out. See? Did you see that? It's like, dude, figure it out, man. You're on a 2-lane highway, bro. Lights are bright, man. That's, you know, it couldn't be that bright. They're like, I don't know. They couldn't be that fucking bright, but maybe they could. I don't know. I'm not sitting in the opposite side, but I mean, like I said, lights these days are so freaking crazy bright, you know. I gave up on flashing other drivers because I was like, oh, it's just these freaking new lights, you know, what can you do? You know, what can you do? You gonna flash every freaking car or truck you see coming in the opposite direction just because you don't know whether it's their high beams or not? Like this guy, I should be flashing him. See, watch. I just flashed him, but he has his low beams on. I can tell. It's Cascadia. I just felt like flashing somebody else right now. That was all that was. Like I knew he didn't have his high beams on, but they were bright. Damn bright headlights. Yeah. It's a 2-lane highway, dipshit. And like I said, if you're angling up a hill and somebody's like facing down, you know, like you're gonna get that beam in your eye. It's gonna look like, it's not, we're not talking about brights and not brights. We're talking about low beams and high beams. Literally, your low beams are pointed towards the ground, or your high beams are pointed high up, so you get a longer range, right? So you get low beams that are angled because you're, you know, coming down and somebody's coming up, and those low beams are angled up at you like they're high beams. You think they're high beams. That's all it is. It's like, fuck. I don't know. I guess people don't think. They don't really do the math in their minds, I guess. I don't know. I'm just bitching. It's kind of a long day. That's what most drivers are getting, maybe 3,000. On a good week, 3,500. So 4,000 miles in 7 days that's putting its mark. It is. Don't tell that to a bull hauler, he'll laugh at you. All right, anyways, I'm going to let you go. We'll see you in the morning. Hey there, big boy. Hey there, everybody. Good morning.
Keep right to US 95 alternate.
We have just departed Fallon and making our way up to the 80 here in Burnley.
In 1 mile, turn left on I-80 West.
It is 9:05 in the a.m., 46 degrees outside. Got a little cool last night, not too bad. I left the truck running. I didn't feel like feeling cold at all.
In 1 mile, turn left on I-80 West.
Parked over there at our turnout with all my fancy blue lights on. You know, was in the Christmas spirit. The whole truck was blue, lighting up everything. It's bright. When I turn the blue lights on, it's bright. It's bright. No, it's bright. Reflecting off signs and stuff, you know. It looks cool.
Turn left on I-80 West.
Miles to go. I do not know if they're going to take us early yet. We're just going to find out when we get there. This truck is not designed for acceleration. It just really isn't. It's got so much freaking power that I'm actually scared to like try and like hard accelerate. You know, it's got so much freaking power. It's like I don't want to like overexert the motor, you know, especially when I'm light, you know. It seems like, I don't know, I mean, I'm no engineer, but it seems like, you know, hard accelerating, like the power is designed to be used when you have a lot of load on, you know, when it's a high load situation. And if you use that power when it's a under load, because we're only 15,000 pounds, pretty light, you barely even notice it's there. It seems like, you know, it could like spin things out of control or something. I have no idea if that's true. It just feels that way. So I try to take it easy, you know, for that, and because, well, it's my truck and I need it to stay running for as long as possible with no problems. So there's that. But yeah, compared to like all the 10-speed Cascadias I've driven, you know, where I could just like slam through the gears super quick, pick up speed fast. This one, I do it like half the time. It might bother people behind me, but I don't really give a shit. You know, I got 16 gears I got to get through on average. 14 to 16 gears I got to get through, so it takes a minute. I can skip a couple of them, but like in the low range, I'll skip a couple, but for the most part, I try and get through them all. Time to get this here truck a bath. And vacuum out the interior, vacuum the dog, get myself a shower, take care of some paperwork, stuff that I've been neglecting over the last week. I paid off my fuel card this morning. That was the first thing I did when I got up. Like literally, paid off my fuel card. Which feels good. I like being able to do that. You don't like, you know, I mean, like the money, it goes out as quick as it comes in, but it'll start stacking up. It's going to start stacking up by tomorrow, because this load paid pretty well, and I'll be invoicing on it today. Should get the money in my account tomorrow, and being that my insurance for this month is paid, my trailer payment is paid, my fuel card I just paid, I paid off my business credit card, I paid a good chunk of change down on my personal credit card. So everything that comes in tomorrow on top of what's still in there left over is mine to do with as I wish, basically. It's gonna stay in the account. I'm still not really paying myself yet. Just cause this company is in its infancy and I need to make sure it's being nursed properly. It needs to get its milk, you know. I need to fatten it up. It's a baby. I need to fatten it up and get it healthy. So I'm not really paying myself yet. I paid myself like $1,000 the other week, just because like I didn't want to take it from my savings and put it in my checking account. So I paid myself $1,000 from my business. Other than that, I haven't yet. Just I need to get my business account fattened up. Then I can start paying myself. I got enough money to do what I got to do in my own accounts. So we're good there. Got enough money to cover my personal bills and shit. Not a problem. It'll come. It'll start coming. I mean, I've already got so much fucking money invested in this fucking whole thing, man. It's outrageous, you know? So it'll all work out. I just gotta stay organized. what I deal with. And this dog was fucking rolling around in the dust again today too, this morning. Got him out to go take a dump. It was taking forever to do it. So we were just walking around in like dirt lots and stuff, and we were up on like this levee. And I'm sitting there looking at my phone, and I turn around and he's over there literally just like in this like super fine powdery dust, just rolling around. I'm like, dude, just rolling around like upside down, legs in the air, scratching his back on the dirt. Like, dude. Like I knew this truck wasn't gonna stay like immaculate clean, you know? I knew it. But damn it, this freaking dog. I love him. Yeah, I love you. I do. Okay. Italy Drive. This place called Calavore, I think. Doesn't show up on satellite unless it's like a new establishment or something. Says Walmart. Hang on. This is next. There we go.
Turn left on Italy Drive.
That doesn't look right. It sure doesn't. I think I should have gone up one more.
Arriving at 100 Italy Drive on the right.
Yeah, that doesn't look right. I gotta fucking flip a U now. Shit. Great. Son of a bitch. Well, there's the problem. Now we're in a pickle. Hopefully we can find a turnaround up here. Yeah, we're gonna have to, let's see, how can we do this? Yeah, manage that turnaround. It's not gonna make it. It's not gonna make it. I got a freaking jackknife it. Jesus. Yep. One nice thing about a Cascadia. Come on, baby. You can do it. Swing wide. It's a fucking trailer. Alright, we are back to square one here. So, yep, that's definitely not a truck entrance. So it's got to be down the way just a little bit. This could be easier said than done. Sugar honey iced tea. Yep, sugar honey iced tea, because this is the time of morning where nobody is feeling very patient. Everybody wants to be hauling ass at this time of day. Come on, trucker. Okay, wait a minute. What the fuck? Hang on a second here. Now, wait a minute. It seemed like there should have been a truck entrance right there. Oh, crap. Now we're really in a pickle. What the fuck? Truck entrance to Walmart. That's not really what we want either. Shitballs. Yeah, that's not really what we want either. Damn it. Am I gonna have to call this place to like find out? I'm gonna have to call this place to find out what the hell to do. Or something. Nope, I could have flipped the U-wing there. Son of a bitch. Actually, I couldn't have. That wouldn't have worked out at all. I have no idea what I'm doing. No idea what I'm doing. Son of a bitch. I don't know. There's got to be a turnaround over here somewhere. I hope so. We're in a pickle. Walmart visitors, employees. I mean, fuck. Huh. Yeah, we're in a pickle. I said I'm going to need to stop and call, so that's what I just did. I got myself into another pickle. I had to go bust an interesting kind of U-turn using somebody's driveway. Unfortunately, I had the conscious of mind to call. And I got a hold of somebody. And he said he's going to walk out to the street. And guide me in from there. I don't know. I didn't see anywhere to get in at all. I just didn't. We'll see. We're hauling condensers, so we're not delivering to a receiver. That's okay, because there's a bunch of construction vehicles there. So we're delivering construction stuff that they're using for building this new facility. Now it all makes sense. That happens sometimes. So okay, so these guys are gonna they're gonna unload it from the tail. I gotcha. Okay. Now it all makes sense. Now it all makes sense, because when I saw this construction, I was like, that looks like it's supposed to be a truck entrance, but there we go. Watch out. Hey, buddy.
You have a piece of paper. I think you know what's inside.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think they said it was like condensers or something.
Okay, so you see that driveway
Yep.
on your left? Go around, follow the path, and then you see me on the loading dock number 2.
Oh, okay.
And I will meet you there.
Loading, okay. Yep, now it all makes sense. Come on, baby, get in the gear. Oh my God, this truck does not like to turn. Oh boy. Yeah, a little different than a 10 speed, just a little different. Brother, I don't know if we can make this. This is like my biggest fear, you know, about getting a truck like this is coming into places that are really tight, like this, because let me show you what I got going on here. See where them trailer tires are going? They're going right up next to where that little retaining wall is. I'm gonna clear it, but so back there when I just did that last U-turn, I put my tandems back forward because I had them back a little ways. It's just, you know, when you're running on the interstates and stuff, it's just like more stable to have your tandems back if you can, you know. It's just more stable. The truck is more stable. It's a longer wheelbase. So I slid them forward again when I did that last U-turn, just cause I was like, yeah, I might get myself into a spot where I need to I get into a spot where I need to make a tight turn, and well, there it was. Yep, okay, so I think that's gonna call it a wrap. We're here. We're gonna be, there's one truck in the dock. He said, you know, they're just using like the neighbor's dock, and they're just using the one door. So they're halfway done with that truck, and then I pull in after him. So anyways, yeah, success. It's a wrap. Hope you all are doing well. Thanks for watching Infinity Highway, and we'll see y'all somewhere down the road. So take care.